we're back for another one. In this one, what we're gonna do is, we're gonna space the subframe down with this bad boy, and I'm gonna use a couple of these plates right here to weld onto the subframe of the Subaru, and I'm gonna drill some holes in here where those Commodore engine mounts sit. And what I'm gonna do is, I'm probably gonna stack them about 3 high, weld all around the outer edges of each one of them, just so it's a bit stronger. Well, I'll show you exactly what I mean. Okay, so the plan of attack is, I've got these little spaces here. They are literally just nuts and bolts. So what I've got here are 3 plates that literally perfectly sit under there. So what I'm gonna do is drill the hole where this bolt here goes through to this subframe. I'm gonna literally stack them on. I'm gonna weld them to this part here, just so it's super strong. And then what we're also gonna do is, I have a couple of these plates here of aluminium. And what we're gonna do is, we're gonna undo these bolts here so we can lower the subframe a bit. And then we're gonna space the subframe down. You do this in a lot of engine conversions, just to make that engine sit that little bit lower. Well, what I need to do is fully remove the subframe from the car. So let's get into it. Engine is now supported by engine stand, disconnected steering knuckle. Now what we are gonna do is, we're gonna jump underneath. I'm gonna undo the bolts for the subframe. I'm gonna undo the engine mounts. I'm also gonna unbolt the tires. I should have to also unbolt the end tie rod ends. And then what we're gonna do is, we'll have that bad boy fully out of the car. And then, time for welding, baby. Hopefully this goes nice and smooth. Well, did not expect it to go that smoothly. Well, what I'm gonna do now is take it inside the shed and let's drill some holes. Well, one subframe and rack out. These little holes that I've drilled here, what we're gonna do is plate those guys up, drill another hole where those engine mounts can fit, and hopefully it's in there for the rest of its life. This is a bit of a mock-up so you can see what we're trying to do. So these are the subframe spaces I was talking about. It's literally just a little bit of aluminium, 2 holes drilled in it. These are the risers that we're gonna use. We're gonna drill a hole probably about here somewhere. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna weld each individual piece all around so it's nice and strong on both sides. This is gonna be a lot stronger than a little hole in it, and probably more close to the factory style, which is what this is. It's just literally a plate that's been welded to the normal frame. And also you got your other side. Well, we need to make a cheeky template, and then we're gonna start drilling. This is not gonna be fun. So, just about to make me a bracket, and I just found a set of these, your normal post-it notes, but it is pretty much the exact size of my bits of metal I'm using. So that is perfect. So all I literally need to do now is, so I'm gonna get one off one-handed, line it up kind of where I want it to be. Perfect like that. I can literally just make me template like that. And look at that. That's exactly where I need to drill. Alrighty, let's do this 3 times and hopefully it all lines up right. Perfect. So I'm going to do that 6 more times. I'm not going to film it every single time. It's exactly the same. So this guy's going to go through there. Next one goes on top. I'm going to grind this part here off as well. I'm going to put a bolt through here, and then I'm going to weld. Probably just tack it. It doesn't really have to be superly weld, because I just want something that's going to spread the load in this whole area. But 6 more times of that, and then we'll bust that welder out. All holes have now been drilled in these little plates. So what I've done now is ground this surface down. I'm going to literally just stack that guy there. Going to do these one at a time. I'm going to just throw some tacks down here and here. Or I might need to grind that guy a little bit more there. And then a couple of tacks here. And then I'm just going to go... I'm probably just going to put a couple down here, a couple down here. It doesn't need a lot on here because it is going to be sandwiched together as well by some bolts. This is just to put a little bit of strength in these areas. Alrighty, let's get tacking. We got the first lot of boogers laid down. So now what we're going to do is stack it 2 more high and do a couple of just little tacks around the corner, and then we're good to go. And then we'll just smash it with a little bit of black paint so it looks good. And then we'll start on the other side, and that's it. And then it's going straight back in the car. All right, let's do it. First layer's looking okay. They are still very boogery, but getting a bit better. Well, we've got one side fully done, so we've just got 2 more left to weld out, and then put it in the car. We are on the dodgiest weld you've probably ever seen in your entire life, but that thing is going nowhere. We've got them on both sides as well. Looking very, very strong. All right, what we're going to do now is slap it back in the car. We've got these risers, or subframe spacers as you'd like to call it, that'll just lower that guy just that tiniest little bit. And hopefully, last time this guy needs to come out. Let's shove him in. Okay, subframe is bolted up. Look how much better those engine mounts fit on that stock subframe. And this side as well, million times better. So, what I'm going to do now is, I'm just going to reassemble all of this stuff down here that we disconnected. And then I reckon it's time for some mid-build motivation. What we're going to do is slap intake on, turbo back on again. And what we're going to do is, let's try and mock fit up the radiator and the intercooler, just so it looks a bit more completed. Let's do this. We're going to put on the first lot of accessories now. So we'll start with the inlet manifold, because it's the easiest one. Line up your brake. There we go. In, 2 nuts on so she doesn't fall off. Oh, I'm a bit excited to see this radiator and intercooler in here. Just to kind of fill this engine bay out a little bit so it looks like something's happening instead of it sitting here doing nothing. Alright. Intake's on. Let's struggle and get the turbo on. Sometimes this thing goes on so easy, sometimes it's an absolute grief. Well, just go straight on then. Let's see if the standard radiator fits in perfectly. It looks like it will, there's so much room in here. of this. This actually fits in here quite bloody well. Like it's made for it. Alright, fun bit, intercooler time. Okay, we have got the standard Rio bar, and all I've done is just chop the middle section of it out to hopefully have enough room for an intercooler. Right, let's bolt him up and get this cooler on. All I've done is used 2 bits of angle iron, bent up another little bracket just in the vise. So hopefully it'll all just nice and mound up for us first go, which is probably going to take about 1,000 goes. Hopefully it's all right. Yeah, perfect, that'll fit. All right, we're just going to bolt this guy to the top of this cheapy intercooler we got, and then hopefully I can hold it up and we can get him all in there. There's nothing better than putting the radiator and the intercooler in a motor swap. Just makes it feel more complete when it isn't. All right, let's go. Oh my God, it's hot. Uh-oh. I can drop them off. It's on there. Second bit we need, little tiny bits of aluminium I've just bent up, just to kind of sit underneath like this, just so it's got some sort of a bottom rigidity. Alrighty, quickly bolt these guys in, and then we'll have a look at it. Hopefully, it looks all right. What do we got? 2 10s. Sick. Oh, okay, let me go. Tell you what, I cannot wait to drive this thing. It's gonna be sick. I reckon it'll also probably be the world's first drift out back. Don't think anybody's stupid enough to do it. Perfect. The cooler's in, radiator's in, turbo is on, inlet manifold is on, engine mounts are made. I reckon what we're going to do on the next one is, I think we're going to do intercooler pipes and radiator pipes and try and finish off this engine bay. But I think what we do right now is let's just keep going. Let's go get this front bar, mock that up, and then that'll do us today. All right, we just need to cut the back of this bumper a little bit just so it can fit into the car. Alrighty, all nice and cut through there. So hopefully it'll now perfectly land right where we need it to. Let's slap it on, give it some cable ties, and then see how she looks. Oh, looks a million fucking bucks. Slap a couple of cable ties on this guy and hope for the best. It's starting to come along. Look at this, guys. Just like that, we got radiator in, intercooler in, engine mounts finalised. Next one I think we're going to do is intercooler pipe, radiator piping, and then get ready to pull this whole thing apart because we're going to paint the engine bay. All right, see you in the next one.